Hey, it's Toby. Oh my God, it's the biggest group ever. Can you believe it? Look, Sean's back, Bill's here, and Lance Farley for the first time. Oh my God.
Yeah!
Let's give ourselves a round of applause.
Take that, algorithm.
That's right.
Lance and his wife Michelle started telling me how much they were watching the show, and then I was like, well, we're going to be talking about Bongo Fury coming up, but I'm going to save that for last because we've got some other stuff to talk about first. We got some new releases. So, hey, first off, Bill works Waterloo Records, and it's record store day today, and he wants to show off what he got.
That's right, show and tell.
Man, we should move this camera further back.
Here we go. I bought the Stock Forest Group, which is the band before Blue Oyster Cult. And as I was saying earlier, they all started out with nicknames. Eric Bloom called himself Jesse Python. Albert Bouchard called himself Prince Omega. Alan Lanier called himself Laverne.
Wow! I can't believe he didn't stick with that.
And then, of course, Donald Roser stayed with Buck Dharma.
Buck Dharma, still Buck Dharma.
And then this is a...
That's also pre-Joe Bouchard, I believe.
And this is after they were Soft White Underbelly, but before
Yes.
they were...
And supposedly Richard Meltzer's the one that said, this name sucks, change it to
And
Blue
he
Oyster
was the
Cult.
manager?
He did lyrics, and he's a
Oh, yeah.
he's a music journalist.
They
guy.
had an extended family.
Oh,
like
yeah.
Patti Smith and stuff.
The other one I got, this is OMG. This is
OMG!
OMG. This is outtakes. These are all stuff that never made it to album. These were all done on drum machine. It's if you like old orchestral maneuvers in the dark, this is the stuff. Very excited about that.
Let me hold that.
I gotta
up.
move like Andrew McCluskey.
Oh no, he does
Oh,
this
that's
thing.
right.
When I
That's
saw him,
right.
he was doing this thing.
Yeah.
The David Bowie thing?
No, it was like this weird move where he was doing like this, and then I went.
With the bass on?
No, he didn't. He was mostly just singing.
Oh, he wasn't
when
playing
I saw him.
bass.
He played
Okay.
bass on
Okay.
some of the old songs. But I did have one of those things because I listen to First Wave Station quite a bit when I just don't want to think about what's on. And I thought I knew like 10 OMG songs, and I know like 16 OMG songs because there were at least 6 in the set where I was like, oh, this is them too, and it's like, oh, geez, I knew almost all the sets.
But actually, I wanted to read one thing that was.
Yeah.
He says, we used to record our backing tracks and play along with it, looking for chords, melodies, and lyrics that just would add to the original idea. So they just do these beats, and then you just they would do 4 chords. Like Enola Gay, for example, is the same 4 chords all the way through. Joan of Arc is created on top of my repeating singing falsetto notes of A. So very simple songwriting at first, and that's what the extra songs are about. The next one I got is Dream Syndicate Touring Medicine Show, and guess where it is? Liberty Lunch.
Oh,
What?
shit.
Nice.
Wow.
83, 84 era. Wow. Nice. This is the first live album from Austin we'll be discussing today.
And then this got reissued. I liked this when it came out.
I remember
The reunion album.
Yeah.
I thought it was pretty good. Actually, last one's pretty good too. So I was excited to get this again. I never had it on vinyl.
Uh-huh.
And then best for last, I got this. I splurged and bought this live Pink Floyd.
I heard that was
75.
Oh, Wish You Were Here tour?
Yeah.
Is that also Liberty Lunch?
Yeah, uh-huh. Armadillo World Headquarters.
They're just starting out then.
Yeah, uh-huh.
Yeah.
Pig is still there.
Yeah.
It's at Los Angeles Sports Arena. Dang.
Close.
Yeah.
Raving and Drooling. That's all of side A. You've Got to Be Crazy, side B. They are jamming out on some songs. So.
Oh yeah,
That's the one I was considering getting.
I think there's weed involved. You have to have weed.
Now what's? I'm sorry, I'm gonna plead ignorance. What's raving and drooling?
That's the one that became Sheep.
Oh,
yeah,
man.
You Got to Be Crazy on there because that's the one that became Dogs.
Oh, wow! I'm glad you're on.
And I know that because
that's what this show's
bootlegs
about,
came
Toby.
out
It's
back
about
then.
learning.
Yeah.
Learning.
And note taking. Yeah.
Yeah, there were bootlegs. There were probably a couple of relatively famous bootlegs that came out back then with those titles. You Got to Be Crazy and Raving and Drooling, like around '75. That's when that's from, right?
Yes.
And that's the titles were there, and then later on, it's like, oh, those are the songs on there.
I mean, that's one thing that the
I didn't know
internet. I did not know that. The internet kind of ruined is the bands used to play songs that weren't out yet before, and now none of the big bands do that. I mean, they did. They were playing shit. They were coming out at fucking the arena, LA Sports Civic, whatever, and playing unreleased songs. Like, that just went on forever.
Yes.
Who fucking does that?
Elton John, when he did Brown Dirt Cowboy in its entirety at Madison Square Garden at first, and people did not like it.
What year was this?
This was the same year.
4 or 5.
Okay,
Yeah.
right. But who does that in 2026? Like, certainly not an arena because they probably put it in your contract, that you got to play this, that, and, all your most known stuff. But, oh my God.
That reminds me of seeing Boston at the Texas Jam. And, Brad Delp almost hit those high notes.
Yeah.
But they do all the hits, More Than a Feeling, and then they go, okay, as you know, we have a new album out called Third Stage. Yeah. Keep in mind, this is the last band. And now we're going to play it for you in its entirety. And people started walking out slowly.
Yeah.
At the Astrodome?
It was in Houston. No, Summit.
Oh, okay. Man, Amanda cooled the engine, say it.
That's all I remember is Amanda.
I think that's all I remember that night.
We're ready.
And that was like 6 years or something after Don't Look Back. And
Oh,
it's
yeah.
like,
The lawsuit.
in the days when bands were still releasing an album a year roughly, or maybe every 2 years, but that took like 6 years.
Lawsuit
or
with
something.
Epic. That screwed them.
Well, they were the first one because if you go look up the first Boston album on Wikipedia, I mean, it'll be like, okay, this is from the 72 demo, this is from the 75 demo.
Yeah, he infamously recorded all in his basement. He tricked them.
Oh,
They wanted him to go to the studio. He did all his... So that was all home recording.
So, yeah, he didn't start taking a long time after the first record. The first record, he took a long time on that one, too,
Yeah.
Anyway, Tom Schultz. And I watch it. So, you've been keeping up with the, what's his name? Pete Pardo. Is he good?
He is doing videos again, but without. I mean, he'll just have his hands like taking the vinyl or whatever. I really it's still kind of under wraps what happened exactly.
Okay.
I think, unless as of a couple days ago. But he is back doing videos.
Oh, okay, good. That's good to hear. Anyway, yeah, he rated all their stuff at some point, and he was. Because he was going a lot further than I went with Boston. I can't tell you anything after Third Stage, right? But he was like, they
had a girl singer at one point.
The albums after that, he starts...
Walk On is next, I know that.
Each album, includes 2 re-recordings from the album before it that he doesn't feel like he got right. It's just like... Okay, so it's got 8 songs, but 2 of them were on the previous albums. It's like, oh well, yeah.
That was like, before it was C-Boys, it was Trophies. That jukebox was a time warp. You go in there, and whoever it was, they had.
Oh, I put a few things on Trophies.
They had Red Rock bands like Boston and Crosby, Stills, Nash, but the latest albums.
Oh,
so it's like 2 albums after Third Stage.
Yeah.
Crosby, Stills, and Nash and Young, that reunion album.
Oh, yeah.
It was so bizarre. It's like, who is listening to this?
Yeah.
Right.
Catering to the masses, giving people what they want.
Yeah.
I put a couple on there. I think I put Aerosmith Rocks on there, and I think I put Dictator's Blood Brothers on there. If that
Well,
was on
shit, you
there.
could have put, the, what's the pink one? Just press play.
Oh
Just
yeah,
push play.
uh-huh.
Aerosmith, just push play.
Honking on Bobo.
Everyone wants to hear Jaded.
Honkin' on Bobo's good.
I was good for a couple of What was the last Aerosmith album I actually listened to?
The last one, if
Pump.
Pump.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
I like the.
Pump has a lot of. I mean, for being later, it's the best later Aerosmith.
How could you
album.
not
My
have
personal
listened to
later
Pump?
album
It's
is
like
Nine
everywhere.
Lives.
You've heard parts of it.
I like I like Nine Lives a lot.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
they're a band. If they don't make another album, their legacies. That last album is rotten.
Oh, I
It
hadn't
is
heard it.
unlistenable. It really. It's like the Chinese democracy. It's that bad.
Oh, okay. So I want you to take 5 seconds and think about what your favorite Aerosmith album is, and then on 3.
Oh, Rocks.
We're okay.
For sure.
And I'll say it at the same time.
Yeah.
Can it be a compilation record?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, if it can be a comp, I'll tell you for sure what it is. 1, 2, 3. Gems.
Gems.
What'd you say?
Rocks.
Rocks. Gems.
Gems.
All
Yeah,
right.
Gems is good too.
All right. There
All
you
right,
go.
all right.
Rocks is all. What's yours?
I like Rocks.
Rocks.
It used to
Rocks.
be-
Gems.
They
Gems.
used to be, sweet the.
Gems has songs from
Sweet Rush
Rocks,
or not.
like Rats in the Cellar, right?
Yeah,
You know?
Mhm.
Yeah, Rocks is one of the few albums that I've ever heard that I just don't. At no point during the album do I want to kind of. Well, I wish I was at the next song. Like
yeah.
even the ballad at the end, that "Home Tonight," I love. I think it's one of the
Yeah.
best ballads.
That's like the first time I really noticed that Steve Tyler just loves the Beatles quotes and that "Licking a Promise," that
Yeah.
nah nah
Yeah.
nah. It's
Right.
like total Beatles, man.
And they always had a ballad at the end of the album, and it was always very Beatlesy, you know? I really like Get Your Wings. It's not
Yeah,
like,
good album.
I'm just attached to that one, and I know it's not as representative as Toys in the Attic and Rocks, but I just love, I like that one. As far as the radio
Rocks
studios.
has Rats in the Cellar, Toys in the Attic is next time.
Oh yeah.
See, there's toys.
It's a good run of albums, solid run of albums.
yeah.
Gems ends with Take
Dude,
It
even-
Rolling, right? The live version?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a strange hybrid of like studio for like a minute and a half. And then that
Oh,
live.
you know
Yeah,
what's
yeah.
fucked up about that is those two guys that fucking played on Lou Reed's albums actually
Oh, Dick
played
Wagner
lead.
and yeah,
That's who
Steve
played
Hunter.
the leads on that.
Yeah, that's
Wow.
right. That's true. Yeah.
Yeah, they weren't, the producer wasn't yet confident in Joe Perry yet, you know?
Wow, I didn't know that.
Uh-huh.
And that was
Sit
the
down,
second album.
Joe.
Mm-hmm. Oh, man. So anyway, this is the first one we're going to talk about, straight out of Memphis, and I believe this is the second album from Optic Sync. There's going to be a theme in the two first newer bands we talk about, and they are both bands that played at Garnerfest last year that I didn't see because I only have about 6 bands a day in me, and these are the two bands I regret seeing the most, not seeing the most. Anyway, so here's the first one, Optic Sync. First impressions, anybody? Phil.
I love the retroness of it. I love the instrumentation. There's no drums, right?
This is a drum machine record.
Yeah.
So we've got Natalie Hoffman on bass and singing, and we've got a keyboard and a guitar player or a synth guy, and I'm not sure which is which, but it's Ben Bauermeister and Keith Cooper.
Tell me, you guys,
Anyway.
as drummers, how do you feel about that?
I'm not going to say anything about this record. I listened to it 10 times and can't review it. Sorry.
You can't review? No, tell us.
No, I can't. No. I'm kidding. No, I have nothing to add to this.
Yeah.
I didn't listen to it.
You
so.
didn't listen to the
Yeah,
album.
I
Okay.
did listen to a lot of it. I think the
Uh-huh.
songwriting is fantastic.
Yeah.
I really like her voice. And the drum machine, honestly, just didn't bother me a bit.
Yeah.
I think
Sometimes
it's
it
really well written
works.
songs. You get a little vibe of like first album New Order in there a little bit.
That's
maybe
exactly
something like
what I
that.
was going to say.
And, but it's just but original on its own merits
Mhm.
too. So
If it reminds me of any
Yeah.
album, it's Movement by New Order,
Yeah, Movement,
which
that's
is a fucking great album, you know? I'll tell you
Like,
what.
it's Lucky Numbers, the video, isn't it? There's a video.
I haven't seen
It's
the
It's
video.
the best song on the album. It's the most earworm.
Well, I'll tell you what, Lucky Number's the one where I had to sit down and learn the bass line, you know, because my favorite thing about this album is the bass lines, you know. I love the bass tone. I almost want to contact them and see if they recorded the bass directly or through an amp because it's so clean. I love the bass lines, so I had to sit down and learn a few of them. And one of them was Lucky Number, the opening riff, and then the second riff it goes on. I also noticed in these songs that I really like the third parts, the bridges to these songs.
Yeah.
It always winds up into something really cool.
The songcraft
you know?
is great, like you said.
Yeah.
That's exactly
Uh-huh.
it. And I really appreciate, as I get older, I appreciate songcraft so much more than I did
Yeah.
as, you know, a young guy just bashing whatever out, you know, and still doing that to a degree.
I'd like to, since I
Yeah.
didn't listen to this, I'd like to take it in the direction of give me a reason to listen to this. And so,
Songcraft.
Yeah, Songcraft. Sold.
Kick-ass bass lines.
Yeah.
There's great guitar lines too. The synth is, you know, kind of creeps up on you. It's more ambient, you know, in the background. This is a fun album. This is the one I've listened to the most, and it's the oldest one. When we do a best of the year, I would have a hard time not considering this, but it did actually come out in 2025 at the very end of the year.
You had me at
You
ambient.
know? Yeah, well, just the synth, man. It's catchy tunes and it's well written.
I will say this though, graphics. If you don't, you know, but it looks like the band's name is Lucky Number.
Yeah.
Graphics not good.
That's what sticks out at you is Lucky Number.
Bill
Yeah.
Jeffrey would like to be your art director, obviously.
All right. Okay, so yeah, we're all we're 3 out of 4 on Optic Sync, but that's only because Sean didn't listen
That's
to
okay.
it.
Just here to provide,
uh-huh.
entertainment, you know.
Sean's got some insight on this. Now, speaking of some songwriting, this one, holy shit, Twisted Teens.
First thing blew me was the voice.
Blame the
I
Clown.
love his voice.
This band, I'm just going to start off by saying I think they have fucking unlimited potential on how many people can get into this record, you know? Anyway, what do y'all think about this one?
Well, just what you said. They're all kind of different styles of songs on here.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it was a grower on me. Like the first song, I was kind of, and the second one I really liked, and it kind of just went from there. I love the kind of silly drum programming at times and things like that, and they're just weird. Even I'm not even sure if it is programming. It might just be playing an electric drum
Oh,
thing.
great. Then Sean didn't listen
Sean,
to this either.
no. Sean has actually seen this band.
So,
Sean played with them. He's gonna
really?
tell us.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
I made one other note though. It's just like you listen to it, I can smell the tobacco smoke and beer breath.
Oh,
Yeah.
you know what his voice? I love Casper's voice, and it at
it's
times
killer.
reminds me of Blaze Foley in a weird way. Like I was
Oh.
thinking, like
Why not?
Just
Now,
those
which
guys.
one is Casper?
he's the clown. He's the guy.
Oh,
This
right
is this
here.
guy.
Okay,
Yeah.
right
Where are they
here.
from?
New Orleans.
Yeah. So we played with them in Hamburg at Get Lost Festival, and
With Rowdy.
with Rowdy, yeah. And the day before they played, because it's 2 nights, and so Rowdy played the first night, and then the second night Twisted Teens played. But before I even knew who they was in the band, we went to like an after-hours show at like 3 a.m. and we're hanging out with like Jens, and you look at Jens runs Wild Wax Records. He puts on all of Get Lost. He books tours for everyone in Europe. And we are just having beers, talking to people. Jens is there cutting up, and then this guy comes hobbling in with like a broken foot. I just thought he was a dude that had been hanging out at like the bus stop, and he saw a party, and he came over, and he just invited himself in. But really funny, and then like everyone kind of took to him, and Jens started talking, and I started talking to him, and I was like, by the end of the night, like we all had a great conversation, and then he was like, yeah, blah blah blah, and we're playing tomorrow, and I go, what, really? What club? And like, Get Lost, idiot. And I'm like, oh wow, okay, and then come to find out it was Casper the whole time. Like, I'm talking to Casper, who's the singer, but super lovely guy, really fun. Yeah, just great band, and to see them live, like. They're all multi-instrumentalists, and
Yeah, what is
super
the
talented.
what is the lineup? 'Cause I didn't have it, you know.
Because there's 2 guys
Section
on here, and
credits.
there's a lot more than that going on the
There were a
record.
few people, yeah. There's 2 people here, but live it was just Casper
How
singing.
many people were on stage?
Four? Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and they had a female, I can't remember. Yeah, it was. Of course, I was kind of in the back, but they were
Who's-
excellent. But
who's
they all
playing? Oh,
changed
sorry.
instruments, throughout the set sometimes as well.
Well, okay. The thing that one thing that makes this record pretty special is the steel guitar on it, which is great. And who plays that?
I think it's him.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
The other thing I liked about it too is his voice is so mesmerizing at points that the way his lyrics are just whatever works. You know, they're not exactly rhyming. They run off sentences. You know, they're just it's great delivery. I love it.
Razor Ramon. So it's Casper. Okay. Dang. Let me see. Do y'all have a favorite song on this? Don't yell it. Don't say it yet. Okay. Do you have one? Look at them.
I mean,
Okay. Y'all ready? On 3. 1, 2, 3. Little C.
Wild Connection.
Oh, okay. Do you have one?
No,
I was going
don't
to say that. I wasn't waiting for Bill to say that, so I could say it just a hair. after.
Y'all are on the same page. Yeah. Okay. So Little Seed is the first of 2 songs about a horse that I believe
really?
we're going to talk about. Shelley pointed that out. She's like,
No, I
"This
love that
song's
Is It Real
about-"
song. It's
Is
side
It
A.
Real?
Side A is a 1-2 punch knockout. I love it.
Yeah, it's got some great. I Operate. All the songs are great. Yeah, I really like Circus Clown. I like the message of the theme of the song is don't blame the circus, blame the clown. And I really like that as an alternative to don't hate the player, hate the game. Because, like, yeah, you might be in the circus, but that doesn't mean you have to be a clown. It has more personal responsibility, you know. So
I can't remember what song
I
is
think that's
really
awesome.
There's one song I can't remember. It's really different from all the rest. It's probably the one with the steel guitar.
There's a steel guitar is kind of all over.
Oh, is it?
this. Yeah.
No, the Caribbean drums. That one.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? Anyway, that was like just wow. What is this?
Peekaboo Hand, $100 bill is gone. I Operate. Yeah, the whole first side is great. Hurricane, White Hot Cold, Not Real. There's Is It Real and Not Real. And
Yeah.
Not Real is fucking awesome. Yeah. Anyway, there's some, and I had to go get the first album too. And I spent extra on postage by not ordering them at the same time. I ordered them within like 4 days from the same person.
Is it just as
you
good
know?
or is it different?
It's fucking great.
Yeah.
It's totally on par with this. I've been listening to this more, but there's 100% chance you will also dig the first album. You know, there's no big switch up anyway. Twisted Teens, this is, if it's, I'm completely on board the hype train. If it exists, that does already exist for this band, and I think it'll just be greater.
Funny anecdote. Back to the Germans.
Yeah.
Yulica and Jens came to Austin they come to Austin for South by every year, and they came to the Textune show that we put on. Played with Cheap Fix and Peacock Hens and Electric Babies. Anyway, the Yulica comes in with a shirt, and it's kind of ruffled, and she's got a bag over her shoulder. And Yulica loves like shitty malt drinks from the United States, and so she really likes Twisted Tea. So every time I see her, she's like immediately from the airport, she goes to the convenience store, gets a 6-pack of Twisted Tea Tall Boys, and so she shows up, and I was like, you finally invested in a Twisted Tea shirt because you're such a fan, and she goes, it's Twisted Teens, you dumbass. And I was like, okay, well, okay. All right. Love both of them, interchangeable. So.
Okay, so
So way to support your favorite malt liquor.
Oh my god.
okay, at the record store, if you were gonna put like for fans of in front of Twisted Teens, what other bands? I would put like Dirt Bombs, Raining Sound. Like if you like those bands,
His voice is very unusual. I haven't heard like something like that in a long time. So raw, the way it's recorded.
Yeah.
It's just God. It's such a powerful throaty. I don't want him
This
compared to anybody.
I'm
Tom Waits is like wildest, and
for me,
but saying Tom Waits would be bad. That was not a compliment.
Right.
That would make them kind of uncool.
Sure.
I love Tom Waits, but That's not a compliment.
No,
It's
I'm
just
hearing
real throaty.
Tom Waits. I'm
It's a
hearing,
little throaty.
okay,
It's real
but
you
that
know
might
what I'm
bring in more
hearing
people
from
to
Tom
check him
Waits?
out.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
No, but it's like there's kind of a very traditional bluesy country thing going
Yeah.
on, but it's also like somehow avant-garde at the same time. He's like twisted it, you know.
That's a great way to put
Yep.
it. There's something that just takes it out of the realm of just kind of singer-songwriter going along, pedestrian kind of, there's just this otherworldliness to it. Like I said, I smelled a dank bar as I was listening to it, and that's not a bad thing at all. It was just like like the setting is in the record.
Okay, so it's April, right? This has a good chance of being my record of the year. I can say it at the end of the year.
I'm definitely gonna remember to put it on my top 10.
Okay, there's gonna have to be some amazing shit out if this isn't in my top 10 at the end of the year, or top 5 really, because I think it's pretty fucking classic. All right, so we're moving on to 2 collaborative albums. One's a reissue, one's a new album. And so we're going to start with the new album because we're probably going to have to talk the most about the reissue. And I will take it out of the rap, but this is not just, it's the Melvins with Napalm Death, right? So this is more of a Melvins album than a Napalm Death album, but there's plenty of Napalm to go around. And they've done 2 tours together, and I believe Sean and I have seen both of them together, right? Okay, sorry about that glare. I've seen both bands a lot. I've seen Napalm Death probably 10 times, and I've seen the Melvins probably like 7 times. You've probably seen the Melvins a lot.
I've seen the Melvins an awful lot. I've never seen Napalm Death. I'm kind of Napalm ignorant.
I saw the last one.
Yeah,
Who were they playing with?
Melvins. And
Yeah, I
Napalm
went to that
Death.
show. I went to that show.
Is that with Weed Eater?
Yeah,
Yeah, I've missed
And
it.
I bought a CD there that was like a CDR that said Melvins Napalm Death that sounded like they threw it together in 30 minutes. And so I was about to look for that, but then I had a lot going on. So I didn't look for that. So if you see some CD, it's not this, probably don't bother unless you just have to have everything. But this is great. Oh, this is on Ipecac, huh? Okay, so,
Yeah, the last 12 albums have been on that label.
Oh, for the Melvins. Yeah. Oh, okay. So, I really like how, I think both bands are on a run. I really like that they did the album together, and I think both bands are inspirational to me in a way that they're getting into their fucking 22nd, 23rd album and just getting weirder. You know what I mean? Which is, I kind of think how everyone should go,
Wait, I don't know enough about Napalm Death. Is there all original members? Is it just the singer?
Oh, in fact, there's no original members, and there hasn't been since about 1992. Right? So I'm
So it's like Chicago?
They're like Kansas.
No, because
I knew there was a reason they were
Okay. So the Napalm Death thing, and is that they were like a teenage band starting in like 1983 that would open for bigger bands that came through Nottingham, and they made it onto a couple like Crass Records compilations, and that's the style they were as a teenage like high school level band. And let me see, the guys who actually started the band wound up in Head of David and Godflesh.
What's their most famous album? It gets reissued all the time.
Scum.
Yeah, Scum.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
that would be the classic lineup.
Well, okay. So Shane Embry, the bass player, he is on side 2 of Scum.
Okay.
Right? He's not on side 1. So a different singer. Fucking Bill from Carcass played guitar on Scum. Bill Steer from Carcass. And he hasn't been in the band since like 1989. Right. So anyway, They had a big switch over in 1989 after the first two albums, Scum and From Enslavement to Obliteration, where Lee Dorian, who sang on the first two albums, went and formed Cathedral, right? And then fucking Barney had been the singer for the band Benediction for like only a handful of shows, and he came over and he sang for Napalm Death, starting with not Utopia Banished, but the album before that. But anyway,
So I saw fake Napalm Death with the Melvins last time.
Dude. Napalm Death with Barney and Shane has now put out 17, 18 albums.
Oh.
Right.
You know?
More prolific than their
Well, that's like
previous-
saying the last
in
lead
original
singer,
lineup.
Journey's been the band longer than Steve Perry.
Right, exactly.
There are people that say that, but yeah, no, they put out too much good shit to like not, you know, I mean, I have pretty much every Napalm Death album. They've got like 19 albums, and I'm a huge fan.
Oh, man.
I really got back
Oh,
into
yeah,
them.
you
Like
got
Apex
one.
Predator
I would
really
follow.
got me back into them.
The album, I'll tell you what, where I got into them is I just didn't hear it, and that's gonna be another theme. Is people? It took me a while to actually fucking hear what they were doing, right? And Napalm Death, I just sounded noisy as shit to me, and I got on board on the album. The Code is Red, Long Live the Code, and that was like 2002 or something like that. So they're already like fucking 10 albums in at that point, you know. But you know, as soon as I moved back from Mexico, I made a point to see them every time they came through. But
Can I say something about original members?
yeah.
Like all the 70s bands, one thing that's crazy, speaking of drummers,
Mm-hmm.
it's like I see these bands if there's only one original member, because it's like seeing a cover band, but you get a one original member, it's almost always the drummer. Is the last one, Let's Stand, and Foghat. Now it's Grateful Dead.
Okay, yeah.
Flipper.
Yeah, but it's always the drummers.
Ramones too, right? Yeah, wasn't
Kansas drummer.
Yeah,
had
you're
a-
right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Kansas drummer's still running the band, managing it, but he had a heart attack.
What is
And
up
so
with
he's
the
not
drummers?
playing. There's no original members playing now.
So everyone knows the drummers run the band.
Because we're just sitting around. I mean, we're protected. We've got a wall of musicians. You know? Yeah.
It's what comes after 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, do that.
No, we've actually, Sean and I had talked about this before, but I always think it's crazy on some of my favorite bands how like the drummers wrote 2 songs, but one of them's like the biggest hit the band ever had. Right? You know?
Rock the Casbah.
Rock the Casbah and the Clash. And Blitzkrieg Bop and the Ramones.
Yeah, everything by Anthrax.
Written by, oh yeah, he wrote everything.
Well,
but Tommy Ramone, yeah, I wrote one song. It's Blitzkrieg Bop. Yeah, it's
contributed.
it's like the drummer's like, y'all are creeping up on what y'all need to do. Frank, like, okay, here
Well,
it
Don
is.
Henley had all the biggest hits on the Eagles.
Yeah.
Billy ruined it.
Huh?
God. Shut up, Bill.
Pardon this Eagles
drummers.
moment.
Anyway, back to drummers being great.
Big hits written by the drummer. Oh, fucking, how about Grand Funk, We're an American Band? Wasn't that the drummer's
Don
first
Bird.
song?
Yeah, that was the
Did
first song he
sing?
wrote, I believe.
Yeah.
Are you serious? That's
Oh,
awesome.
like 6
So,
hours.
I'm certain, the other guy.
All right, here's the drummers, man.
What I like about
Well,
yeah.
Albert Bouchard, he used to write a lot of the Blue Oyster
Yeah.
Cult
Oh, yeah.
stuff.
I knew that.
Never the hit, but he wrote a lot of the Blue Oyster Cult stuff.
Mm-hmm. All right.
But he didn't write "Don't Fear the Reaper."
No.
That's Buck.
yeah,
That's Buck.
yeah.
But he and Eric can argue over who played cowbell on.
That's true. There you go.
So I've been really into all the last bunch of, Sean and I have really been into all the last bunch of Melvins records and all the last bunch of Napalm Death records. And so it's no surprise that I like this one,
Wait, I haven't been into not every last Melvins record, but for the most part,
I'll tell you what, I really got bummed out. I was in, you know what?
There's some
Okay,
stinkers
so
in there.
here's what I like about the Melvins, what they've been doing lately, is they've been keeping it interesting by bringing in some people who
Do you like the Red Cross one?
Stephen McDonald's still in the band.
Oh, he's still in, okay.
But not on this record,
Ah.
right? Like, you know which members aren't on this record is Stephen McDonald from the Melvins and Dan Herrera, the drummer for Napalm Death, which means that Dale Crover played drums on all of this, which is awesome because he's one of the best ever.
And you can immediately
mind,
tell it's
you know?
Dale Crover playing drums.
Yeah,
My favorite Melvins album is Stoner Witch.
That's a great record. Yeah. Is that the one with Senile Animal?
This one has a
No,
growly dog.
that's one of the with the two with Cody and
Oh,
the
okay.
Big Business guys.
Gotcha.
Yeah, Stoner Witch is like from '94.
Yeah,
it's earlier.
yeah.
Like,
Stoner
actually,
Witch.
am I right about this? The Melvins kind of don't have too many guitar solos, right? And that's it. Stoner Witch has that famous one. Right?
Yeah,
There's a
yeah.
guitar solo, there's a long one.
Right, yeah.
Well, that what you said about the drummer from Napalm Death not being here, that makes it interesting that this is not Melvins and Napalm Death. This is Melvins with Napalm Death.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's
Ah.
the difference or not, but not having the record, I was just looking on Bandcamp for the credits, and I thought, I guess either they don't have a drummer or he's not on here.
He's not on there.
Okay.
But their guitar player, Napalm Deaths, they've had a guitar situation where I don't know what's going on. They said family situation with their guitar player, Mitch Harris. And he hasn't toured with the band now in like 12 years.
Oh, wow.
But they've had this other guy, this John Clark guy, who's like from upstate, an American guy from New York. And he's toured with them for 12 years, but when they go record an album, they go get Mitch Harris to record it, you know? But
He just can't.
John
do it.
shreds. No,
he
he's so
shreds,
great.
he's
Live.
great, and
Yeah.
he shreds on this, you know? So it looks like he's now like a recording member of the band,
Okay.
you know? Honestly, I don't think. Okay, so I really hated the fucking Melvins album. It's called like Life and Death Matter. It was a double album, and the second album was just like ambient sounds
Yeah,
at
yeah.
Buzzo's house, and I got so pissed because I was kind of broke at the time, and I bought that double
It's
album.
like the Colossus of
And
Rhodes.
it was just like.
Colossus of Rhodes. That was
Well,
the
I gotta say
only
this to
CD I've ever taken back to Waterloo.
I gotta say this to insult the Melvins fans. My first initial take on it reminded me of Lulu because whenever I had the Lou Reed singing, and then all of a sudden, hey, wow, wow. It reminded me of
Such a juxtaposition, right?
Let me see. So the first song is kind of a Napalm Death song with the Melvins on it, but the songs coming up after that sound like Melvins with a real touch of Napalm. And I think a good one, if you were gonna start with one, would be "Rip to God," which is the first song on side 2, which sounds like, for the first 2.5 minutes, you're like, okay, this is a straight up classic Melvin song. I don't hear any Napalm. And then all of a sudden, it just turns into
turned James
Napalm.
Hetfield.
Yeah. Oh, man.
I feel like side B is more of a collaboration where side A is like, this is the Melvins, and now here's the Napalm Death part, right? Like,
Oh,
back
yeah.
and forth. But one song is
Uh-huh.
Melvins, one song's Napalm Death.
yeah, that's
Side B was more like, okay, we're starting to get our rhythm and combining the two, you know?
Yeah.
I noticed that too, actually.
So how do y'all rate this? Bill, you're not totally on board with this one?
I liked it.
Yeah.
I mean, I like Stoner Witch better.
Yeah. Okay.
Or
So
Glue Report treatments, I like that.
well, that's so classic. You know, that's the album. The Melvins have done a lot of full album shows, you know, and I read a little blurb, but you know, it's like, how you feel about performing Lysol in its entirety? And he's like, I'm cool with it. Every time they approach us about an album show, I'm afraid they're gonna ask us to perform our first album, 15 Impossible Math Problems. Yeah. Which is Gluey Porch Treatment. So that's the one album you won't see performed in its entirety.
Fair enough.
But I really like the last one. What I was going to say is they've been bringing out the talent. Like Gary Chester was all over the last Melvins album, and he made it sound really different and really cool. And then they did that album like pre-pandemic, like 2016, Hold It In, that had fucking Paul Leary and Jeff Pincus on it. And a lot of it sounded, and that was along these lines. It sounded like fucking Melvins with Butthole Surfers, you know? And
I like that one.
that's a great album. And it didn't get great reviews when it came out, but that album fucking rocks. And Paul Leary, once again, I mean, those guys sound awesome on it. Anyway, this will totally satisfy, I think it'll satisfy all Napalm and Melvins fans.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
Do you have a favorite song or anything? Okay, so there's probably like 4 like rockin' collaborative songs, and then there's some like in between experimental stuff, you know? And the one of them, okay, so there's 2 songs there's a song that's more of a Napalm song called Stealing Horses, which is our second horse song of the day. Lil Seed from fucking Twisted Teens seemed to be our first horse song of the day, so horses totally represented. But then there's a piece in between that before the last song called A Comparison is the Thief of Joy, and it's an ambient build-up kind of piece, but it reminded me of 2 of my favorite hard rock pieces like that, and one of them is Saturday in the Park by Van Halen, which is on Fair Warning right before One Foot Out the Door, which is like when they have
favorite Van Halen album.
It's side 2 of Fair Warning is pretty dope, you know. So anyway, it kind of had a touch of that kind of synth progression on that, and it also had, is it called Super Czar, that's on fucking Black Sabbath Sabotage, where it sounds like a dun, 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 and then they have the
Tony
choir
Iommi
singers
with strings and
Yeah,
choir.
I'm getting married coming up. I want that to be the procession.
Oh,
Yeah!
That's awesome. That's
It's
a good
kind
choice.
of been vetoed, not by me. That was my idea. Anyway, but there's 2 of us getting married. So anyway,
Funny how that works.
anyway, do you have anything you want to say about this one? Did you enjoy it, Lance?
I mean, I enjoyed it. It's good the Melvins are still doing the Melvins thing, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, I agree with you that it seems like things, you know, get stretched a little more each time. And like you, I can't deal with too much of the like nothing but just like, you know, ambient noise for an hour or whatever.
Yeah.
I got just one thing I want to say. The second song, I don't know the name of it, and I can't really see it right there.
It's called some kind of Antichrist.
The second, like the first half of that song, I love the guitar sound on that, which sounds like, I don't know, like it almost sounds like it's through a Mutron just a little bit, but that guitar sound is wonderful. It's just awesome. Love it. I mean, Buzz's guitar sound is always awesome, but that is just,
Was that John on that song?
I don't know who's doing
guitar?
what solos on these, but there's some really good ones on here. So there's it's got the lineup on here, and there's a lot of synth work by the producer, who's let me see.
Ooh, nice booklet.
Yeah. So, John Cook. Okay, so we've got Buzz Osborne on vocals, guitar, bass, obscene noises. Now, I have heard, and this is like 10th hand bullshit, but that Buzz always plays all the bass on all the Melvins records. Also, here's my complaint about the Melvins. They will put out a great album, you'll go see them, and they will play the same set they did on the last tour. And there's going to be none of the songs you want to hear from the new album. If you want to hear Stoner Witch, you're in luck. You know? It's like,
You'll hear Revolve. Don't play that.
Yeah, that's my jam, Revolve.
Yeah, you're in,
That's the solo.
So anyway, Shane Embry, vocals, guitar, bass. It sounds like to me that Shane Embry was super involved on this. John Cook, vocals, guitar, obscene noises. Barney Greenway, vocals, obscene noises. Dale Crover, drums, vocals, and special guest Tashi Kasai, synth, keys, and obscene noise. Yeah, so, and he was in on the production.
Yeah,
Produced
yeah,
by
he's an
Toshi
engineer. They've
Kasai.
used it for a long time working with.
Oh yeah, so he's like the engineer at Buzz's home studio where he recorded.
Yeah, he
all this
worked
stuff.
at Jeff's talked about working with him.
Oh yeah, Lance plays in the Hickoids and Pocket Fisherman. Anyone else?
Jeff
Honky?
Pincus, but, yeah.
Oh, Jeff Pincus.
Yeah,
Oh, and Honky. Yeah, not the other Jeff.
Back in the day, original hockey.
Original Honky. Oh, okay. So it's been a while since you played with Honky. Who else are you playing with?
Hickoids Pocket Fisherman, a prog metal band called Raincoat.
Oh yeah, we need to play with y'all.
And yes, and I've got a couple of bass things working, projects with Curtis Mackler, and another one. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, okay, 45 minutes into it, we're finally getting into the main
Only
feature.
45 minutes left.
The 50th anniversary deluxe reissue of Bongo Fury, Frank Zappa, and Captain Beefheart. So,
First and foremost, that is Sandy's. It's the back of Sandy's.
No.
Not the
okay,
front.
we're getting
The back of
into it.
Sandy's.
So,
What do you know? What do you know? It's not?
No, they're okay.
okay, so here's the argument. Bill told me, okay, so everyone knows that this is at Armadillo World Headquarters, which is in Austin, down on
It was next door to
South
Sandy's.
First Street
Yeah,
in
where Hooters
Riverside, right? And anyway,
Fred
down
Hills.
the street from there,
Fred
Sandy's Frozen Custards. Yeah, okay. And anyway, a lot of people in town think this was taken at Sandy's Frozen Custard, which is still open, and I highly recommend it if you haven't been there. But Lance says otherwise.
No, this cover photo was part of a series of photos that a guy named John Williams took in Lancaster, which is, of course, where Frank and Don went to high school. And John French has even commented that Don got this hat during the tour and that this had to be taken after the tour. But that's John French saying that.
Uh-huh.
But
Where's the CD box set?
right here. Oh, here.
Because that's proof. Those more photos from the session.
Yeah, there's more photos in there, and they're wearing the exact same clothes.
Oh,
Right?
okay. So
Yeah.
those are on
Now,
the label.
Where I think this might have come from is like if you Google Bongo Fury cover photo, what you're gonna at some point in there you will get someone talking about how it was taken at Sandy's. I thought it might have been taken at
I did
Sandy's
too.
a long time ago. I was kind of hoping it was taken at Sandy's,
That'd be
but
cool.
and someone is being really dogmatic about this was taken at Sandy's and
Yeah.
here's why, and he has some kind of unnamed internet grab that he took. It doesn't even have a heading on it, and he's being really shitty to people who like challenge him on it. And I think that's where this is coming from. But yeah, it's from a
That
photo
person needs to
session.
look at these photos. 'Cause
Yeah, it's from a photo
that's
session.
not Sandy's. They're all the same clothes.
And a guy named John Williams took all the photos, not the composer, I assume.
Wow. Man, some Zappa fans get kind of crazy, huh?
Yeah.
Like, I worked with this crazy
Sometimes they wear the
dude
shirt.
who was older than me, and he started talking about how he knew everything about Frank Zappa, and since he was older than me, I was like, so were you at the recording of Bongo Fury? And he's like, what's that? And I'm like, and I was like, the album that he recorded at Armadillo World Headquarters with Captain Beefheart. And he's like, he didn't do an album with Captain Beefheart. And this like 15 years ago, I got it on my phone and I showed him the cover, and he was like, anyone can put anything online. Like, he was like really mad at me, you know?
Fake
Anyways,
news. Yeah.
this album's so
What did he
classic,
like,
so
Valley
famous.
Girl?
I don't. Okay, so I'm. Okay, so
Donate
this,
the green snow, dude.
listen to this album. I've never been fully on board with Zappa, and I've been a huge Captain Beefheart fan. Does everyone want to say their favorite Captain Beefheart record? Do you have one?
Well,
Safe as milk.
my favorite song
Uh-huh.
is Candy Corn.
Okay,
And
Candy Corn.
Which
Yeah,
is
that's
from-
awesome.
and,
yeah.
and which is right before Save His Milk. But I really like the later ones a lot. I love the decals.
Well, that's from 1970. I really like Doc at the radar station.
That's a good one.
That's
Is
a
my
great one.
favorite, and my second favorite is the one right before Shiny Beast Bat Chain Puller.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, other than the two ones when he kind of got the backup band and just sort of blue jeans and moonbeams
Yeah.
and whatever they, you know,
Yeah.
other
Well, try to
than
be
those, you
straight
really
blues.
can't go wrong. And even those probably have pleasant songs on them. Although
Yeah.
I can't say I've ever really even listened to
Spotlight
them.
Kid, Clear Spot, those are great. Fucking lick my decals off.
No one's mentioned
Mirror
Trout,
Man.
Trout Mask.
Because
It's-
I'll tell you what,
No
Trout
one likes-
Mask is my least favorite. It's so hard listening. I don't know why that's
Because
the
it's
most
hard to listen
famous.
to.
It's more than an
Yeah,
acquired
it's
taste.
a chin rubber. It's like, oh, yeah, okay, angular nose.
So when you worked at Red Eye Fly, did you work with Win there?
No.
Oh, okay. Win
I
told me
didn't know
when.
we never worked there.
Maybe it was Red Eye Fly. He said when they were trying to clear the bar, they'd put Trout Mask
Oh,
on with
well, it's funny you said that. Okay, I do have to tell a funny story, which will only be good to Trout Mask people.
Yeah.
But Jonathan Tobin,
Mm-hmm.
you guys all remember Jonathan.
Yep.
When I was playing with him in Noodle, I went over to his house to pick him up for practice one day,
Yeah.
and their house was up for sale. And the realtor right then brought this nice couple in to look at the house right as Jonathan was getting out of the shower. And so Jonathan goes, oh, yeah, okay, well, come on in, take a look around. He goes over and puts Trout Mask Replica on for their listening delight while they looked at the house, and they left pretty quickly.
Jonathan wasn't ready to give up the house, apparently.
Winton was telling me he used to work some club and they clear people out. He put on Trout Mask at like 10 till 2. But he said occasionally it would backfire, like an old hippie would be there and be like, oh my God, my favorite!
Yeah.
You know,
I
like,
can't leave now.
Who can walk out in the middle of this? You know, like, But, so the legend that I heard is, okay, so when they did this album in 75, so Don and Frank went to high school together. Isn't it crazy that the two biggest freaks in fucking 70s, 60s music
Total opposites in a way,
went
too.
to high school together? Anyway, so Frank put out Trout Mask Replica, and that's like 67, right? And the story 69. And the story goes that Don wrote all of Trout Mask dedicated to 2 trees in the yard of the house that he wrote and recorded in. They recorded it in the same house, brought out the mobile truck, and he was very meticulous on how exact everything had to be. But then he felt that all the negative vibes. But what's fucked up about the story is that Frank produced the album. Is that he felt all the fucked up energy from the recording sessions was killing the trees. And so he hired an arborist to come out and check on the health of the trees. And then when Frank, who ran the label, saw the itemized production bill and it had an arborist on it, he like hit the fan. He's like, I'm not paying a tree doctor on the recording costs. and so that was, you know how stories go, you know. But I've heard
They
that
ended up
story.
going to the studio and redoing it.
Oh, wow. So anyway, so this album, I heard that at the time Frank did Don a solid favor and brought him out on tour because Captain Beefheart could not perform under the name Captain Beefheart at the time because he was signed into
Contract
multiple
stuff.
contracts.
Yeah, and that's why I've always been, when I know this is credited to Zappa, Beefheart, Mothers.
Yeah.
You know, it's not a collaboration. Like, Beefheart has a couple of his poems on there with Mothers playing underneath it. One of them was actually just recorded in the studio. It's not live.
Zappa is
but really,
the Melvins.
it's a Zappa album with Beefheart as an employee.
Zappa is the Melvins on this one, you know, like this
More
is
so Zappa,
It's
I would
2-part Zappa,
Yeah.
but it's great to hear.
Beefheart was an instrument in this
It's
band.
great to hear Don playing harmonica on those songs and singing, like, because his voice is so bassy and so rich when he comes and sings like parts in the Zappa songs and stuff.
Yeah.
And his even when it's not his song, his harmonica and his vocals on it, you know, or
It's the definitive version of The Torture Never Stops. It's his first.
That was
His
an early
his
early
first,
version
right?
of that, which was released before on CD back in like '91, but it's all nicely remixed here. And the original title of that song is "Will Someone Give Him a Pepsi?" Because Don used to yell at his mother to give him a Pepsi all the time. As the story went.
I've heard another
Yeah.
song like that.
Well, it's
But that is
suicidal.
That's the other thing that was funny that I was laughing about in the liner notes is they tried to get Don to focus, and like he would do the lyrics differently, and Frank doesn't like that.
Yeah. I mean, he really, he did Don a major favor by taking him on this tour, and then putting this record out later and stuff. But I'm sure that by the time the tour was over, because at the time they couldn't find Beefheart, he was keeping everything he owned in a shopping bag, just kind of wandering around. He'd show up here and there, and yeah. And prior to that tour, Beefheart had also appeared on One Size Fits All, the Zap album right before this, and had done some vocaling. And some of a couple of the things on here are actually sessions from that album.
Okay.
Like The Man with the Woman Head, that's when that was recorded,
Okay.
for instance. And then that's just it's superimposed over some Mother's improv stuff.
When I saw Helmet on the In the Meantime tour in 1992. At the end of the show, Paige Hamilton goes, "Good night, Austin, Texas, wherever you are." He goes, "That's a Bongo Fury reference." Remember, he had to say what it was.
Which was also taken from Jimmy Durante's Good Night, Mrs. Calabash, wherever you are. So,
Was that at Liberty Lounge?
Jimmy
that was
Durante
a
goes
really
over
nice
really
show.
well with the kids, by the way. Make that reference to some young people.
What's
That's what the Twisted Teens sound like. Jimmy Durante.
This really getting into this album, I gotta say flat out, I was not a Zappa fan, and it was hard to explain, but I would say that how I used to describe it is his chord progressions make me feel icky inside. And if people feel like that, I understand it. But listening to Bongo Fury fucking 15 times, I think this is a perfect album.
Oh,
and
perfect pop song is Carolina Hardcore Ecstasy.
Yeah. It's
I
great.
freaking love
Dude.
it.
Okay, so
I saw School of Rock, dude. The School of Rock All-Stars do that back in 2017. There's a
Okay.
YouTube video out there, and they actually do that song
Wow.
very well.
No way.
And I'm just thinking, these kids, just like those lyrics like that is hilarious to watch. Anyway.
That's awesome.
wow. Okay. So there's some real classics on here. Let's say our favorites. You want to say them on three? You know what your favorite song is on this?
I couldn't name one.
You couldn't tell you.
I couldn't
Two
name
favorites.
one.
Carolina.
I love the whole
Carolina
album.
for sure.
Carolina
And, I mean,
Hardcore
and
Ecstasy.
all six discs. I don't care if it's on every one of them.
Okay.
I look forward to it.
An interesting thing about Carolina Hardcore Ecstasy, which you'll notice from the live stuff, not this though, it's going to be on the CD version of this if you get it, because this has the two Armadillo shows that Bongo Fury is pulled from. But anyway, at that time, Carolina Hardcore Ecstasy,
this does
the
not.
chorus is twice as long.
Yeah.
And it does kind
yeah.
of drag, and so
Yeah.
for the album, Frank edited the chorus to just half the length.
Okay, well, I'm going to say that I think the greatest part of this bonus Fury Disc 3 and Disc 4 is the full extended version of Carolina Hardcore Ecstasy. And
that's right. There it is, right there.
Yeah, but it's also the chorus a little longer, but he really goes off on the guitar soloing. And I got to say, Frank has fucking perfect tone on his guitar solos. And if it reminds me the tone of anyone that someone I also think has perfect tone is Michael Schenker. I know they're not playing the same kind of stuff, but they have similar tone, in which I think every
That's
time
weird.
they
There's
start
two people I would
soloing-
not put together at all, but
Right,
okay,
right.
cool.
Yeah.
But here's how I put them together, because I saw a video clip of him that's pretty famous where he's talking about guitar solos. Like, they get up there and they play that solo. It's just perfect. Like, every note just in there, just like perfect. It's like, and he's not that.
Yeah.
No, not at all. No.
But
He's an
I
improviser.
just feel like they cut off some of the solo in that, and in the extended version, I think that's the main selling point of the bonus disc here. Is he really goes? I think Zappa fans would want more of that. You know what I mean?
Well, one of the
like,
interesting things about
he
these
gives them
vault,
that.
these
Yeah.
vault releases in general is like if you've been a Zappa fan, like as long as I have, which has
Yeah.
been like since 1976 or something, you realize Frank would have never released this stuff in his lifetime. Like he would have edited things, and he
yeah.
never released a complete show
Yeah.
in his lifetime.
Right.
And he would have edited things like, yeah, I don't know, I kind of screwed or something, or somebody else made
Yeah.
a mistake or whatever. You're definitely getting the warts and all versions of things
Yeah.
when you get these bonus tracks, or certainly if you
well,
get
the box set, yeah, it's like 5 live nights, right?
2.
It's 2.
Yeah, it's
nights?
just May
but it's
20th
spread
and May
out.
21st.
And there's a bomb
I can
scare.
remember the dates because the first show, May 20th, 1975, would have been my wife's 4th birthday.
Wow.
She insists she wasn't there.
Yeah.
She was born and raised here, but she was not there.
Right.
Anyway.
Wow.
Tell us about the bomb scare.
Oh, yeah. Also, if you do have the box set, the May 21st, the second show, they're playing Pound for a Brown on the Bus, which is something almost all of Zappa's bands played, which was just like kind of one of these jazz things where you have an extended theme and then everybody gets a solo. And somewhere in the middle, all of a sudden Frank comes up and says, well, we've had a bomb threat, so everybody needs to leave now. And so everybody had to go outside of the Armadillo, mill around for a while. Then it turned out to be a false alarm. Everybody came in. They started the song again.
Wow.
Okay, so what I read on this. Okay, first off, my favorite song is Advanced Romance on this.
Which is by, if I can interject one more time,
Yeah.
that's the very first Zappa song I ever heard, 1975 on KLOL in Houston.
Oh,
Wow.
101, KLOL.
101.
I grew up listening to that. Yeah.
I don't-
Oh, 3 of us are from H-Town, right?
Yep.
Pearland.
Yeah.
Pearland.
And that was my
Oh, you went to high school with the,
The
Judies.
Judies.
Oh, yeah.
my first.
I went to high school at Dresden 45.
Okay.
So that's the
Which
age
band did you go to high school with?
I worked with the guy from Jerry's Kids, Montgomery Wards.
Okay.
Yeah. He worked with Ronnie from the Muffs at Galleria.
Yeah, I worked with Ronnie Barnett.
Uh-huh.
Ronnie Barnett. But
Anyway.
my first Zappa album was like all my first albums in Houston was the Cutout Bin, so it was Joe Garage 2 and 3.
Oh, yeah,
That's my
uh-huh.
first
Yeah.
Zappa album.
Yeah, Advanced Romance was the first thing, and I remember there was a guy in class who had long hair, like, you ever heard of Frank Zappa and the Mothers of Invention? And I'm just going, no, you know. And then it was like, just a couple days later, I think this album came out, or maybe radio stations just had it, and they were playing it, and I heard Advanced Romance didn't make a big impression on me. It wasn't until I saw him on Saturday Night Live in '76 that
Yeah.
I started going like, holy shit, I need to get into this.
Dang.
Which
Yeah.
band did you go to school with?
Kids Meal.
Kids Meal, yeah, Kids
Yeah,
Meal, the
okay.
band that I was in.
Okay, there
My
you
kids
go.
went to Memorial, so they may have went to school with some other rockers' kids. As
So
well.
you're okay. Okay, you're okay. You were late enough.
Okay, so the three
Yeah,
three songs from this album that became set staples for Zappa are Carolina Hardcore Ecstasy, Advanced Romance, and Muffin Man. And he would end the shows with Muffin Man.
Yeah.
And when you can hear, you know what, he just goes to fucking town on that
Muffin
song.
Man is an extension of Camarillo Brillo. That's what that is. That's where it started. And,
Oh.
and the whole thing with the vocal at the beginning is on the album. That was from the studio. That got added to it.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I looked this up on Setlist FM, and so they did a 6-week tour that this is recorded from, and this is like almost towards the end of the tour, and they actually had, I think, one more date after this, which was El Paso, which there's a full soundboard recording.
It's a very famous
which
bootleg. Yeah, with
everyone
Jimmy Carr Black
says
and everybody.
some
yeah.
people say is even better than this.
Yeah.
So none of that's
And I think that's
none of
one.
that's on here.
I think that's it's not. I think that's one of the reasons that they chose not to put that show in here. Is just it's so widely bootlegged and and sounds so nice.
This is 6 discs, but it's 2 shows.
Yeah, the first disc is, the album plus some bonus tracks.
Yeah, yeah.
Then 2 and 3 are the first show, 4 and 5
Got
are the second show, and then there's a Blu-ray which has
Okay.
some Atmos mixes of some of the bonus tracks and stuff.
I got a funny story about this album.
Yeah.
Waterloo does listening parties now, so
Yeah.
what means you go there and they give away shit, right?
Yeah.
So this got a special treatment because it was Austin,
Yeah.
Armadillo, and I was in my office. I come walking out and there's a line of like 5 or 6 old dudes that look just like me.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
That should be the name of this podcast.
5 or 6 old dudes.
Four old dudes who
God,
look
I'm
like
like,
me.
They all look like.
It's like, is someone messing with me? Yeah.
Dude. 15 years ago, when I went
Bill
to
1, Bill 2, Bill 3.
that happened to me. Like 15 years ago, when Darlene was like a toddler, and I hardly ever got out of the house, and I was broke all the time. I got really excited because Creator and Accept were playing at Emos, you know. And I mean, I bought the tickets way in advance, and I went to the show, and it was so undersold that they had moved the curtain to like 6 feet in front of the stage, you know. And there was seriously like 15 other dudes that looked like me, you know, that were also very excited.
You mean I'm not unique?
Accept hasn't been here.
We all got a sitter too. Hey, can I get your sitter's number?
Dude, Accept ripped it. Like, they were so fucking
That's
good.
awesome.
I love Accept. Anyway.
They had a lot to prove with all those twins out there.
So, what else was I gonna say? So Zappa retired the Mother's Name after this album.
So this was Terry Bozzio's first.
Yeah.
This was his debut on
He
the Zappa
replaced
album.
Chester
At this
Thompson.
time, he was
Wow.
still playing Chester Thompson's drum kit.
Is New York next?
And wasn't, didn't have the expanded Terry Bozzio drum kit that we would know even the next year, and certainly not what he had many years later. I'm sorry.
Did New York come after this? Is that
Yeah.
period?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, well, that didn't even come out until early '78 because of the whole Warner Brothers kerfluffle with Leather, that album. But Zappa in New York was recorded Halloween '76.
I'd like to ask the Zappa fan, what, for us non-Zappa fans that don't know, what's the Gateway album?
Man,
Or you
let's
can go
see.
by decades, because
Michelle's cousin recently did this. We were at End of Veneer, and he was like, "Which Zappa album should I buy?" And I told him One Size Fits All, and he's, to this day, he's never told me what he thinks of it. So I would say maybe Apostrophe, just because it's got the goofiness, the comedy. It's got some of that. I mean, all of them have comedy to some degree, but like if you're a younger person, you're going to get into the comedy of like, the inner band jokes and whatever, because Zappa just really didn't care about lyrics for the most part. That's why they were, usually just dirty jokes, or, things were named after words his kids made up or whatever,
Right. And like the first
But
one,
I would say, Apostrophe or One Size Fits All would be what I'd
and
say.
the first one is like that's actually his attempt. It's the most straightest one for him. Like it's the most accessible.
Freak Out?
Yeah, Freak Out.
Yeah, well, the first two sides of Freak Out, certainly,
Yeah.
they're
Yeah.
for the most part, with the exception of maybe Who Are the Brain Police, the
Right.
rest of them are just like straight ahead, just
Yeah.
kind of pop, almost doo-wop songs with
Yeah.
what he loved as a kid.
So, okay, it's like a newer Zappa fan, just because I love this album so much, I just want him to keep going on forever. Where I do have apostrophe, whatever it's called, and the two albums I really heard were that one, which I own, and it didn't connect with me in the same way, but I'll give it a second listen. And I had Chic Your Butte, and which is cool, I mostly remember the Ram It and Your Rectum song, and but I think where I'm
Listen
gonna
to New York after this.
where I'm gonna go after this is like, what's the album right before this?
One Size Fits All.
Oh, okay, yeah. So that's where I'm going.
Like-
I'll go with the one right, and the one right after this.
And Don
has-
is on that, playing some harmonica and stuff.
You gotta get the New York one.
Oh, what's
what's
it
it
called?
called?
Zappa in New York.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would actually say that maybe a little later. I don't know if that's.
So
You're not ready for New York. You're not ready for-
I don't know.
It's
Try
just called
anything.
New York.
No.
But the problem with
Yeah,
Zappa,
Zappa in New York.
the problem with his discographies is so huge that it's just hard to say.
He's got 62 albums.
And they
God.
go everywhere. I mean, you
Yeah.
might get a Sinclair electronic album, or you might get a classical thing, or
Yeah.
you might, but I would say if you stay in that mid-70s range right now,
Yeah.
with apostrophe Overnight Sensation, check
Dude,
that
I
one
will
out.
tell you what. The one right after this with Black Napkins. What's that called?
Zoodalures.
Yeah, I like that one.
That's a good one.
Uh-huh.
That's an odd sounding album because everybody was gone from the band, so it's pretty much Frank
Yeah.
and Terry Bozzio and occasional
Uh-huh.
a few other people here and there, but it's a very like lean, thin sounding album.
It's crazy how Missing Persons was Frank Zappa's idea.
Oh yeah.
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 In my ongoing discussion of final albums,
Yeah.
right? Like not everyone gets to be Bowie to have a great last album, and Prince's last album sucked. Is Yellow Shark the last one? And did you like
During his lifetime.
during
it's
his
the last
lifetime?
one
That's the last one.
released,
Did you like that one?
Yes, I do. Yeah, it's classical. It's the Ensemble Moderne, which is this European kind of about 20-piece, ensemble that wanted to do his music, and so he wrote a bunch of stuff that they could do. And there's some, old favorites in there, and there's even a point where everybody stops, and then the whole orchestra starts playing Louie Louie, that sort of joke, But he also finished an album called Civilization Phase 3, which was available by mail order.
Okay.
I don't even know if it's available now.
It came, yeah.
And that was also all Sinclair, but a lot of voice stuff, kind of like the way Lumpy Gravy was done, and I think that's pretty cool.
I think the one to avoid, Toby, is Thingfish.
Really?
Yeah, Thingfish doesn't play
Is that
well
the one
nowadays.
that's like the minstrel musical?
Yep.
My brother had Dale Bozzio's in it. My brother had that on like a box set.
Oh my God.
My brother was super prog.
I like it, but don't.
No,
it's rough for me.
It was all like written
We'd
in
like
like
to play you a track now
Yeah. The first 30 minutes of it.
Yeah.
and get banned from YouTube.
Yeah. I've heard that my brother had Shut Up and Play Your Guitar, and he had that.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I like those Shut Up and Play Your Guitars.
Yeah, those things are really
Yeah.
cool.
They really are
Yeah.
good.
This all kind of, my first experience with Zappa and Beefheart all happened on the same night when I was 18 in 1994. I was living off of Cameron Road close to Joey Edwards in a house, and when I went over there, Matt Soderman was living there.
Yeah.
Soderman's a huge fucking Zappa fan, and he put on Pimp, and that was my first song that I'd known who Zappa was, I'd never heard of Beefheart. And I was like, holy fuck. And so for the longest time, that's the only song that I was familiar
You
with.
heard the Hot Rats album then?
I get
Because that Willie the Pimp's second song.
Willie the Pimp.
Oh,
Yeah. But he put that on first. And I was like, and so I thought, oh, that's Zappa singing. And it took me like a year to realize, that was fucking Don singing
Dan Don.
for Zappa on that record. So my question is like, that record, was that a collaboration or did Don just sing on that
He just sang on
song?
that.
And-
That's
okay.
another one you might check out, Hot Rats.
That's
Oh,
got
yeah,
its own
true.
enigma.
It
Right?
kind of,
A lot of people
it's,
like that one.
Okay, you know what Zappa kind of reminds me of? He has so many people singing different parts of his songs that it kind of reminds me of Funkadelic in that, like, George Clinton would let everyone sing a line.
Yeah.
And it took me years to figure out when George Clinton was actually singing.
Yeah,
Fair enough.
sure,
Me
yeah.
too.
Like,
Me too.
uh-huh. I mean, Zappa is so distinct, when he's singing.
Actually, I want to
right?
ask you:
Uh-huh.
is Don singing
yeah.
backup on Carolina?
Yes.
That's the thing. I don't think he is.
I don't
think.
I don't
I
know
think
if he
he
is.
takes some lines on that.
No, he doesn't sing any lead lines on it.
And that falsetto is another band member. I don't think that's him.
I get the feeling that he was kind of on and off the stage. I mean, I can't even tell you for sure. Like, he's kind of there and he's not, and kind of, but when he's there, I mean, like singing lead, like on Poofter's Froth or something like that. I mean, he's definitely there.
Yeah.
But an interesting little trivia bit too is there's a guy named Frog Camarena who was in Reuben and the Jets.
Okay.
Who does a Beefheart imitation on? I think it's Muffin Man on the part about that's actually him singing and not Don because they did it in the studio later and Don wasn't there.
Whoa.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is.
It's credited in the book, but not like you don't know where he actually is. But that's
I do
that guy.
like their friendship. That's pretty cool.
Oh, I'm about to do something super annoying to a real Zappa fan, and that's it's like I hate when people like, oh, you like Kiss? I watched that Gene Simmons Family Jewels. I know when his wife went shopping and blah blah blah, and it's like anyway. Anyway,
You're gonna bring up Valley Girl.
I know where you're getting.
No. Did you read Moon Unit's book?
I did.
Okay. Uh-huh.
Yeah, I did.
Man, that is so messed up.
It's a sad book. It really is.
It
And,
reminds me of my dad. right?
Ooh.
But except my dad was not a rock star, but I can totally relate. In fact, I bought a second copy for my sister.
I got it. I read excerpts of it. Lance, could you explain what happened when Gail died with the will?
Yeah. So when Gail passed away, there were the 4 children, in order of age: Moon, Dweezil, Amit, and Diva. She gave Amit and Diva 30%, and Moon and Dweezil got 20%. And who knows? I mean, they
were executors of the estate.
Yeah. Amit was in charge of everything, and he still is to this day. He's pretty much. I mean, Diva is kind of a silent partner in it, but
Dweezil and Moon Unit were kind of cut off.
Yeah, and now in recent, I don't know if you've ever seen Amit's podcast, but Moon's been on there a few times. They patched it up. They're doing it well. I think she's okay with Diva, but Dweezil seems to be the one that's kind of.
Oh yeah,
like kicked out the door, and
I read that because they stopped him from selling merch at Zappa Plays Zappa, and all he had to do was pay $1 or something like that. That's what
I
Amit
heard
said.
he couldn't use the name Zappa Plays Zappa anymore.
That's
Amit
true,
got a cease and put a cease and desist on that.
Yeah.
And there's that too.
Why couldn't he call it that?
Because he had to do some legal thing and pay an official $1 to do it.
And it just
and
pissed me off.
Dweezil wouldn't do
Too
it.
proud.
Yeah,
sure.
Yeah.
What are the cliff
man.
notes from someone who has no idea of Moon's book, Lou?
Fucking
Give me just a weird-
Zappa was so busy and self-involved that he wasn't a great dad, and the kids were exposed to all kinds of California adult lifestyle.
Gail is just pretty much abusive, not physically, but just pretty much emotionally abusive to her. And I think the way Moon has characterized it now is like all 4 of those kids just had different upbringings.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's why one of the reasons she said they've had a hard time like relating to each other.
They all came in.
Even though you just kind of think of them as the Zappa kids, they were all they're together.
That makes sense.
But it was kind of funny in Moon's book, her talking about just going to that high school with like, Michael J. Fox and Jason Bateman and all that. Like she was really good.
Janet
Jason
Jackson.
Bateman was her best friend.
They just talking about how poorly behaved all of them were.
Yeah, I mean, it was just kind of funny, just like
Yeah.
and Dweezil didn't come off too well in the book either.
I thought those
he came off better than Amit and the other.
Yeah, he just didn't come off that well in the book. I remember her telling one story about.
Yeah.
I think it was Amy Mann came over. Was it Amy Mann? I forget who it was. Someone came over because she thought she was going on a date with Dweezil, and he totally stood her up. And like he didn't even show up at the house, and they were kind of like, "Wow, what's she doing here?" Like all this, and they found out Dweezil wasn't. I mean, just stuff like that.
Damn, Dweezil.
Because he comes across in interviews and everything as such a sweet guy.
Sure, yeah.
And everything, and you feel like he was really wrong to not getting any of Frank's guitars and stuff like that, But at the same time, it seems like there's a darker side to him somewhere.
He didn't get strings or picks.
Dweezil's got a story. Dweezil's got a story where like he's like started playing guitar and getting serious about it, and he's like in junior high and he's been playing for a year, and he comes home and Frank has arranged to have Eddie Van Halen there, who stands in the kitchen and shows him how to play Eruption, taking apart all the parts. Like, I'm gonna spend 1 hour showing you how to play Eruption.
I mean, talk about
That's a cool story.
like growing up in a totally fantasy environment. And you got Eddie Van Halen coming up. Warren DeMartini from Rat used to come over a lot, jam with him. It's like people like that. I mean, just
showing up.
What a weird.
Have you braved My Guitar Wants to Kill Your Mama?
Oh God.
Dweezil's solo album.
Yeah.
His first solo album.
I figured out who the metal drummer was who impregnated Moon Unit in the book. I'm pretty sure I know who it is. Yeah, she
Exclusive here, guys.
She doesn't say who it is, but like with all the indicators, it's that Vicky, whatever, the drummer from Enough's Enough. The guy he played on.
You're like secretly kind of.
No wonder she didn't want to say the name.
Yeah.
Because it says they're from Chicago. They were a hot glam metal up and coming band from Chicago, and like
that guy.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, he was the. Anyway, he used to be on Howard Stern. Anyway.
Enough's enough with the gossip.
Yeah, right.
Chester
Sorry.
Thompson.
You heard it
Wasn't
here
Chester
first.
Thompson?
Please comment below.
Yeah, tell me I'm wrong. Oh, speaking of wrong,
I felt bad about that when
It
you
was
told me about the
awful.
Sandy's thing at Nomad, and and then I was like, no, dude, it was that blah, 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 the picture, and I just felt bad about that later. I was like,
No.
oh, shit, man. Okay, cool.
What? No. Yeah.
The one thing I've learned right now, and I'm really upset, is that is not Sandy's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, also one other little
It's gotta be-
trivia: the picture was
gotta
flipped.
read
That's actually
seconds.
180 flipped.
I am pissed.
Or
Oh.
flipped horizontally,
That
yeah.
is-
And you can tell by the way the buttons are. Like if you see all the other pictures of Don from that session.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and apparently, according to John Williams, in what he was talking about, like they'd taken all those photos that are in here and they just didn't really like that many of them or anything. And that was like one of the last ones. They just went in to get an ice cream or whatever real quick and took that. Yeah, let's just use
Let's
that.
do that.
The band's photos are real nice. So everyone's laughing and smiling,
Yeah.
including
Oh.
Don. Like they look pretty happy in those pictures.
So I was doing my crash course background dive into Zappa, and the live one from '74 called Cheaper. What's it called? Cheaper.
Roxy and Elsewhere.
Roxy and Elsewhere.
It has cheapness on it.
Oh, okay, and it's a live.
Oh, you're talking about the
session.
recent one, Cheaper
Yeah.
Than Cheap.
Cheaper than cheap.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's pretty fucking amazing.
Yeah, with the video and
huh?
everything,
And
yeah.
it starts off with Ruth Underwood and Chester Thompson doing a
Ruth
solo
was-
together.
Wow.
And it's like
I love Ruth's liner notes when she does liner notes for these things. It just talks about the music. It was interesting what you saw. Throw a little music trivia thing in that she brought up one time. She was talking about Zappa loved two chords. Like he would take, like you take a triad, like a G triad or something. He would drop the third to a two. Like she was showing sheet music, and almost all of them were twos. That was his big thing. So
Well, then
I was going to say that when you brought up the chord
Lance,
thing.
tell the story. Tell the story of Black Napkin.
You probably know it better.
But just
I
it's just
remember it.
that Terry or someone was complaining about we can't do all these notes. Like they're
Oh, you're talking about the black page.
the back page. Yeah.
Oh yeah. He was complaining about the sheet music. Frank's kind of like, yeah, I'll show him. It like just wrote a piece of sheet music as a drum solo with so many, like that the page was basically black. It was like the black. So that's why it's called the black page.
Yeah.
Because it started off as a drum solo, then the melody and all that got added later.
which album has Montana on it?
Overnight Sensation.
Oh, see, that's the album I need to hear.
Yeah, that's right. I don't know why I didn't
Yeah.
think of that one earlier as a gateway.
I would say
because that has Dirty Love.
Because
on
I
it,
knew
which
that
showed
song
up in
early
all
on.
these
They
TV
used to
shows
show
now.
they used to show live Zappa on Night Flight with Steve Vai when Steve Vai was his guitar player, and they'd be playing Montana. You know.
Maybe
I wonder if it's at that Halloween special. It was on MTV from '81. That got a lot
Oh,
of
yeah.
traction.
Oh,
I would.
yeah.
I'd say, Toby, for what you just said, that the reason why you don't like Zappa is, I would say the best period for you is the middle '70s, like after Flow and 80 are done, and
Yeah,
then
yeah.
and then before.
Oh, I've seen 200 Motels too. Like when I was right out of high school, and I could not get into it. But I would be willing to go rewatch it.
You know, I love watching it just because I know all the people in it, who they are and all that. But is it a good movie? Oh hell no.
Oh, no.
Well, neither is Purple Rain, but you watch it.
Oh, Purple Rain is.
Oh, I
Dude.
love Purple Rain.
I mean,
Another episode.
compared to Magical Mystery Tour, it's goddamn Citizen Kane.
These are just
Right?
getting worse, getting worse.
Except Magical Mystery Tour doesn't have the
Uh-huh.
dumping a woman in the dumpster.
Oh man!
Oh, no, I got an even
just
worse
let
one.
me leave
Paul
off with
McCartney
this.
on Broad
Stay
Street.
does that.
Yeah.
When
yeah,
I was
yeah.
in Richie White's, I used to antagonize our singer Chris Doan by constantly referring to myself as the kid and always like drawing comparisons between myself and Prince and Purple Rain. You know? He gets so mad. I just couldn't stop doing it, and nobody. I always laugh when I think of that, and nobody thinks it's as funny as I do. You know?
Well, Toby, I would just like to say, as far as we're concerned now, you are the kid.
Oh, the
Yeah.
kid.
You've always thought it. Bill just said it.
Okay, well, I'm gonna leave off with that because this is our longest show ever, and Lance and Sean can always come back whenever they want, and Bill, of course. And
Cool.
All right.
I'm moving
so-
in. I'll
Cool.
sleep.
Yeah. We brought our pillows.
Okay, thanks for making it an hour and 23 minutes and 13 seconds into this, and hopefully we will see you next time. Thank you so much. Bye bye.